Lola's a short film. It's about acceptance, fundamentally. I like to think of it as an uplifting film.
Okay.
You follow a day in the life of Ruby and Paul. Paul has been quite distant for a number of weeks, and Ruby's getting suspicious. So our film starts off as sort of like a David Fincher-esque thriller,
Right.
where Ruby follows Paul in order to find out what's going on, what's causing this miscommunication and distance. And it leads you, as we follow her, following Paul, to a point that hopefully surprises and makes everyone feel lovely.
I think it does manage that. I think it's a. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it.
It's a tough one,
but
isn't it?
yeah. But it's a
describe
really.
Lola, you're like, I just want to say these things, but I can't.
It's
all about the ending, really.
It's a really interesting journey that you take us on with Paul and Ruby, because obviously you think it's going one way and then it doesn't, which I think I'm okay to say.
Yeah.
I want to ask, because obviously you say that you're the actor, you're the screenwriter, so you probably had a very strong vision of how you wanted this film to turn out.
Yeah.
However, you weren't the director. Your friend Alex, I believe,
Yes,
directed
that's
it.
right, yeah.
How was it working with him on this? Were there any moments where you were like, well, no, this is how I've got it in my head?
Well, Alex, who's gutted that he can't be here today, wanted me to say that. We've known each other since drama school. He was a couple of years above me, so we have a very open sort of relationship. We can sort of tell each other how we're feeling, but we shared a very sort of common goal. We wanted to make something. As actors, we can always be quite frustrated. You're in work for big periods of time and then you're out of work, and we wanted to create something of our own that we had control over. And I kind of said, I've got this idea, it's a couple of pages, we mind reading it? So he read it, and then he thought he was just giving me notes.
Right.
We didn't realise, we hadn't really said, I was like, I really want you to direct this film, dude, especially because I knew I wanted myself to be in it, and I didn't want to blur that. I wanted someone that I trusted to be able to get a performance out of me that maybe if it wasn't there, that they could go, dude, you're being rubbish right now,
Right.
or something like that. So we had the shared understanding, and then as soon as I think it was like after the third or fourth meeting, I was like, I don't know if I've actually asked him yet. I was like, dude, by the way, will you direct the film? And he was like, I've been waiting for you to say this. So it was this sort of lovely moment, and since then we've had this sort of just this level of transparency and honesty, and I think that helped.
Yeah.
You know, if there was difficult moments where he thought it was going one way and I thought it was going another, we were very open to go, look, I don't think it should be like this, I should think of it like this.
You could be very honest with each other.
Yeah, totally.
And you mentioned that the script was only a few pages, and I imagine that's because there's almost no dialogue in this film, which is really interesting. Like a lot of it's left to the work you're doing and a lot your co-stars are doing. How difficult is that to approach as an actor?
You have to this is kind of weird. You have to trust in the writing, the setup
Which
of it.
for you, I imagine, was a real
sounds
struggle.
Really arrogant.
Yeah.
Just have to trust what I've written, and you'll be great. But when you're on set that day, and like one of my favourite scenes in the film is the kitchen scene, and it's all missed glances, and then this moment of lock-in and this tension, which you try and put down. And Anna Brewster, who's amazing in it, she carries the film spectacularly. Describing that and having the faith to go, look, this is really gonna hold. Especially we knew we were going to be able to get Chris Hyson as a composer, who's an amazing musician. To have all those things put together, which we knew in our head we think would work, when you get to the day, it's quite scary because you're just standing there in silence and you're like,
Is this working?
Yeah, have we got all the backstory there? Are we hitting all the beats? So you sort of have to take a breath, take a step away from it, go, no, I think this is what we're doing, and sort of commit to it, and hopefully that sort of came across.
As someone who's seen it, it does come across. I think you create a history of a relationship really, really quickly, and it's all down to that kitchen scene. To be completely honest, I mean, slightly more the text before, like saying "I'm going to be home late." You see that scene in bed, but it really, really works. I won't keep you much longer. Last question: what does it mean to show your film tonight in Manchester?
I'm a northern boy, so this Yorkshire side, but Manchester. I've been here, for years on end, and there's always happy memories. So when it pops up, you've been accepted. We were just me and Alex were just dancing about. So I'm very proud and chuffed to be here.